she would even hit her head on the ground because she couldn't control her back legs. No, you hit her on the... She might lose her ability to use her back leg. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry because I ain't a little bitch. Everyone thinks I'm a crybaby. I'm not a crybaby. Yes, I am. But you don't need to know that. If I could just envision it, if I could just kind of make a metaphor for this life that I'm living right now in 2020, and I feel like this is probably everybody in the world of this world. In this world, 2020 just feels like a sucker punch after a sucker punch after sucker punch, and it's just relentless sucker punches. And what's crazy is that I am probably getting less sucker punches than most people, but it still feels like so many goddamn sucker punches. Stop. Good morning, my loves. Welcome back to today's vlog. Hi, Mango went back to the hospital and she'll be going back next week and the week after that and the week after that because things are not looking good. Okay, so I have some notes because I don't know half of the things going on right now. I don't understand half of the things. I need my nose plug.
No.
I think it's my anxiousness is making it hard for me to breathe.
That's not a plan.
It's not part of my...
Inhaler.
Okay, can I get it? So you guys actually taught me the right way to use this. I'm gonna stop going to the doctor. I'm just gonna ask you guys honestly. It's a lot cheaper, I think. I exhale completely, pump once, completely inhale, hold it, and then I exhale out of my nose, not my mouth. I don't do 2 pumps at once. I was wrong, okay? We've got this little cage in this room. We really haven't been using it all. We purchased it because we thought maybe we would end up using it one day, and then we haven't been, so it's just been floating around from room to room.
But now it's gonna be Mango's permanent.
Which I know people are gonna be upset, but the doctors actually told us to do this, that she needs some sort of soft caging, so, because she's not allowed to walk around. Like, they don't even want her walking around in the house. We're gonna kind of try to make a little setup for her to make her as comfortable as possible. This area used to be just a clear walkway to the powder room, but we ended up putting all of these pee-pee pads just so Mango can pee inside. She's actually not allowed to go outside right now. They don't want any chance of like getting any bugs on her. Going onto steps, slipping on concrete, literally everything is a danger right now.
I'm gonna do something like this.
But can we put her favorite beds in here? I didn't think she liked that one that much. Yeah, so then she can go in and out to pee. We'll put her water bowl in here, and then...
And she pees like all 4 of these pads 7 times a day. I have to change them like 7 times a day.
This is her water bowl. I fill this thing up, I want to say like 12 to 14 times a day. I think this is a 32-ounce Yeti bowl, so that's a lot of water for a tiny, tiny girl. She's a thirsty hoe. Just like her mama. We're gonna slide in your favorite one to the end so you can see us. I was trying to do cute people, but now I'm busy. This way, right?
Yeah.
We have some towels, Mango. Oh, you wanna come in? Come on. You like it? It's cozy, yeah?
Oh my gosh, she loves it. Good girl.
Oh no. She's gonna pee.
She's gonna pee.
That was very immediate.
Oh my gosh, she really looks like a hospital patient now.
This is so sad.
I'm not gonna cry.
I love you.
I'm not gonna cry.
I have fully transitioned into the kitchen so that I could eat my feelings away in the form of pizza rolls.
No, I did not share with my fiance.
Okay, let me explain what's going on. I wanted to do this video. I originally didn't want to because I was like, I am done crying. I don't want to cry about Mango, and like also I don't know what's going on. I don't really have these answers, but I did see a lot of comments on the last 2 videos that I made about Mango, and everyone was like, listen, I had a dog that was sick, and I just feel like it's something that I cannot keep away because it's gonna come out in some way, shape, or form. Like I'm gonna just like end up crying in the middle of like a cooking vlog, and then you guys are gonna be like, what's wrong with her?
This is what's wrong with me.
Minus all the other 10,000 things that's wrong with me. So, Mango, if you guys have been following all of her health stuff for the past couple months, you guys know that she was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, and that was really sad. It was really intense. I would say like when she first went to the hospital for it was probably like the hardest moments I had with any of our dogs. It just was like soul crushing. There's like nothing you can do. And I think COVID made it a little bit worse because we couldn't go visit her. I mean, it was just really intense. The doctors were not very optimistic. They just were like, listen, we don't know how this is gonna play out. We're gonna try our best, but let's see how this goes. So that was not reassuring. The disease that she has is an autoimmune disorder. And I think there's a lot of varying types. So just like a quick recap, she's got a lot of white blood cells
And they're motherfucking fighters.
and they want to fight her own red blood cells. So these white blood cells are killing her own red blood cells, and now she has like very little red blood cells and very little platelets, which means that if she could just like burst out bleeding under the skin at any moment. Like internal bleeding is a huge danger to her. She just fights off any little small infection. If she has a slight cold, her immune system will overcompensate to the max and just even obliterate her own red blood cells plus the colds. It's just kind of crazy, and it was a lot, and I was so happy that she was able to come home after like a week staying in the emergency room, and they gave her a bunch of medicines. There was a lot of autoimmune suppressants, there was steroids involved, there's probiotics involved. It was such a learning curve. There was so many medicines that we had to feed her on a daily basis. Some of them we didn't know which one was causing her to diarrhea. Like she was at one point projectile sharting out of her asshole. She would just walk and shart and then look back at it and be like, I did that, and then walk away, and then I would walk onto the shart and we'd be like, what just happened? There's just a shart. There was a huge learning curve. There was a huge adjustment period because prior to all of this, Mango was my crazy child. She was the dog that like nobody could stand in her way. We took her to the Huntington Beach dog park, and it's like on the beach, and there were golden retrievers with this like buff dude who were fighting over a soccer ball, and Mango would go in and take that soccer ball from like 5 golden retrievers every single time, to the point where I literally had to apologize to the owner of the soccer ball that my dog was such a villain. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know why she won't share the ball.
She didn't learn it from me.
And then she'd play at home all the time with balls. She had so many toys. She would go out on walks. Like,
She was living her best life. She was freaking thriving.
to the point where I'd look at her and I'd be like, sometimes I want her life, like just balls all day. Be it. I'm trying to make jokes. Really, again, it's not working because this is actually just really depressing. That was her before her autoimmune disorder, and then afterwards, we can't give her the same toys. We can't give her balls. She can't have any crazy activity. She can't really eat the same. She can't really go outside a lot because we can't give her any flea or tick medicine because it would kind of affect her autoimmune disorder. Like, she was just living in this crazy sterilized environment where I was insanely paranoid. And like my mom, Dan, everyone who has ever stepped foot in this house, they can attest to the fact that like I was like Hawkeye over Mango all day, every day, just like,
Where's Mango? Where's Mango? Is anyone touching Mango?
it was to the point where I was kind of almost scared to even cuddle her a lot because I just felt like she was so fragile and I didn't know what to do. And so there would be days where I tried to overcompensate and I'd pick her up and I'd walk around the house and I'd be like, this is a bookshelf. And I'd let her sniff books on the bookshelf because I'm like, I don't know how to make this dog happy. Like, this dog only loves balls and toys. She doesn't love human touch that much like my other dog. She just wants toys and I can't give her toys, so what do I do? And that was kind of a weird transition. And we thought, okay, this is okay. Like, once we were getting used to it, we were like, this is gonna be good. No, we can handle this. And we keep trying and we keep trying, and it was working, and it was working so well. She would still go to the vet every couple of weeks and her red blood cell count was going up and up and up. Her platelets were going up and up and up, and it was like so exciting and so happy, and I was like, we're doing it, like it's gonna be okay. And then yesterday we woke up and there was a lot of like spots on Mango's back, like one big one in particular. It looked like almost like a bug bite, but like more, just like kind of infected, and I didn't know what was going on, and so I started freaking out. Maybe it's fleas or ticks because she's not allowed to have flea tick medication. We called and they said, oh, the way that you're describing it doesn't sound like she has fleas or ticks. It sounds like a hot spot. They said it's relatively common, you can Google it. And then we noticed something else. Every time she would get up later in the day, she would just kind of collapse. At first I thought maybe she slipped, and then the second time she did it, it was really...
It's weird. It's like she doesn't know how to walk anymore.
Yeah, like her back leg would kind of shake, and then it would slide all the way down, and then the rest of her body would slide down. And like sometimes she would even hit her head on the ground because she couldn't control her back legs. And then she'd get up, and then sometimes it would happen like almost immediately after. And then finally she would get her footing, and then she would walk towards me, and then if she had to turn even a little bit, her back legs would give out again, and then she would literally hit her head on the hardwood again. And we were like, okay, this is not normal. So we brought her into the emergency room last night, and it was a lot. And they've been calling us since last night. She came home last night, but they were calling us since last night all the way up until like an hour ago, because there's just like constant updates on what's going on with Mango. She has a lot of problems. I don't even know where to start. So she has her autoimmune disorder, and now they're realizing that she has a neurological disease, which is something called like flipped discs. It's like a slipped disc. There's like discs in between her spinal cord that give it a cushion whenever she's hopping around or even walking around, and some of them have slipped out of place. And they did a bunch of tests, and what they would do is they would like flip their paws inside out. It doesn't sound that graphic. It's just probably just like flipping like your eyelid or something. And they would do that to all of her paws, and her back, one of her back paws, she didn't unflip it. Like, it's an instinct for dogs, and she wouldn't do it. So they think that it's probably she doesn't know, what did they say? Like, she doesn't know where her spinal cord placement is. It's common amongst Frenchies. It's kind of like they're predisposed to it. That's the thing. I love Frenchies so much. I have 2 Frenchies. I love Frenchies. Like, they're my favorite breed of all time. They're so freaking weird. They have so much character. They're so goofy and so much personality, to the point where I kind of didn't think that it would happen to my dog. Like, you read these articles, but then you also meet a lot of people who have healthy Frenchies, so I just didn't think it would happen to my dog. And I'm not saying like I'm sad I got a Frenchie. Like, I'm really happy with Mango. I love Mango so much, and I would never want a different dog, right? But it is a predisposed thing that Frenchies have. Right now, it's not that bad. She has mild symptoms. They don't know if we should treat her with medical treatment, which means like medications, or if we should treat her with a surgery. They said surgery is probably not going to be the best option. We have a appointment with like a special neurologist in a week and a half, so we'll find out then. But it gets a little complicated because they have to make sure all of her meds are super balanced, because now that we know that Mango has at least 3 different big issues, to treat all 3 of them at the same time and make sure that her immune system doesn't flip out on herself seems like it's going to be like this really intense balancing game. And I think this time is extra painful because last time I think it was more of a lifestyle adjustment. It was more of like, I'm sad Mango's not happy with balls, you know? But this time there was a lot of talk of like she might be feeling pain, discomfort, and if it gets worse, she might lose her ability to use her back legs. She might become paraplegic. A lot of dogs that have severe cases of this, they end up not being able to walk altogether. So I just don't like that she's in pain. I feel like the first time it was more like, okay, well, she just can't play with balls and her life is gonna change. But this time there was just, I don't know, there was just so much talk about discomfort and pain. And I kept Googling it, which is like the worst thing you should do in a time like this. And I kept Googling it, and they said with Frenchies, it's always the back legs. Always the back legs. And then eventually some of them, if they get really bad, they can't use the back legs anymore. And then it just becomes painful for them to even just exist in the world. That is a major problem she's having. The second major problem that she's having, and these are all after her autoimmune disorder, is she has skin dermatitis. Also kind of hand in hand with her autoimmune disorder, any bacteria on her skin could just become an infection. And she cannot really fight infections because they are suppressing her immune system, because when she's not on medication, her immune system fights the infection plus herself on a daily basis. When she's on the medication, she can't fight herself and she can't fight infections. So there's like no middle ground where she can just be a healthy dog. She has skin dermatitis, which is why she has part of her neck and part of her back shaved, because she has these like spots that are very painful, and they can't give her medicine for those yet, because now the doctor who handles all of these wounds, there's like specialized doctors for dogs. So like there's like a skin doctor, there's like an emergency room doctor, there's like a regular vet that like kind of understands the general knowledge of everything. And they're saying, well, we can't do anything until we talk to your internal medicine specialist, because we can't give her any medicine, even topical, that might fork with the medicine that she's already taking, because those are serious meds. So like we need to have a huge conversation with them. Both doctors needs to see your dog, and then they need to talk afterwards, and then we can prescribe something. Her muscles are wasting is the word that they used. I googled it, and they kind of compared it to like muscle atrophy, and they said it's usually a side effect from intense autoimmune disease drugs, which means like your muscles just kind of waste away. Like you just don't have muscles. It's like climbing a mountain. Like her autoimmune disorder was like kind of climbing a mountain in terms of like emotionally, and then seeing her every day and then being like, ah, what if she's like in pain? What if she's sad, you know? And then now it just feels like 5 different mountains. Just one big fucking Mount Everest that we have to climb. So you guys are gonna see this in a lot of the vlogs, and if you don't watch this vlog, I know someone's gonna be in the comments being like, this is evil. The doctor told us that for at least the next couple weeks, until we have like a very strong treatment plan ahead of us, they said that she just like can't even walk around in the house. Like she shouldn't even go outside. Anything can be a danger to her right now. They didn't even want her walking around in the living room. They wanted her completely separated from Tiger. They wanted her completely enclosed with only a little bit of walking space, and that's just how she's gonna be for the next month. And that makes me really sad because there's no way that she's gonna be happy. Well, I'm gonna show you guys the setup. It's cute, I think. I tried to make it cozy. I might add on more to it. I wanted to give her a blanket really bad because she loves blankets and she loves getting under the blanket, but I can't because she's got the spots on her back and I don't want anything to rub on it or irritate it, and they were telling me all the rules I have to follow. Well, not rules, but you get it, instructions. So let me show you her new home. I know you're gonna want to come. You're gonna want to come.
What, she tripped?
Okay. Hi, AD. Welcome to our house. I'm trying to have a very positive tone when I'm around Mango because I also read on Reddit that dogs go off of vibes. So I'm trying to have a positive tone around her because I don't want to add stress to her. And human vibes add stress to doggo vibes. So hey AD, welcome to my house. Today I'm going to give you guys a full tour of my luxury penthouse. Woo! We've got a 2-bedroom, 4-bath suite.
4 different toilet usage areas.
We've got 2 different king-size beds, and we've got a nice open floor plan kitchen with a giant open farmhouse sink filled with your freshest water. Is she zoning out? We've also, on this side, I've strategically placed an air purifier
So that when she farts,
all of her poopy fart particles will get purified and then come back in here so that she can fart again and then repeat that entire process. That purifier is working overtime.
the hardest worker in this house is this one right here.
Also, if you notice that I'm trying not to touch her, it's because I'm scared that I have bacteria on my hands. I know, I'm like doing the most right now. Like they said I could pet her, but they said just be very careful, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be so careful and I'm not gonna pet her because I don't know what's going on.
Want to show them her back?
Yeah. So this is a quick trigger warning if you guys are not okay with seeing animals in a little bit of pain. So this is what's going on with her back. It's gotten a lot better. They shaved off the hair and they kind of cleaned it a little bit. They told us not to clean it yet until we have a treatment plan. She's got a little bit on her neck. This one seems kind of more intense, but now she's just a little frozen.
She's super skinny now.
And then Tai-Tai's there in front of the air purifier. How are you doing? I love you.
She's just gonna be here all day, every day for the next month at least.
Yeah.
The reason why they don't want her to move around is that they don't want to put any other pressure on her spinal cord.
They said the craziest thing is that owners will kind of cage them up and then they'll get a little bit better, and then the owners will get excited and then let them out of the cage, and then it'll just escalate the situation to so much worse. So they were very, very firm about this, and it is really sad. I can see why this happens though, because I'm so tempted to just bring her out because I'm like, it won't hurt for like 20 minutes. I wish I could throw some TOYSBALLs in here, but I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was gonna transition into sleeping in the bedroom, but it looks like for the next month I'm gonna sleep right here and she's gonna sleep right there. So for my health issues, we've got one air purifier right here from Mango. We've got another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Did not sign up for this workout. Another one. Another one. And another one. I know that those air purifiers seem like overkill, and that's what I was saying. That's what my fiance was saying. We were saying, do we really need this many? Does this really make sense?
Yes.
We ended up getting it because we were like, okay, listen, if you can't breathe, that is a big problem. So we ended up getting 8 different air purifiers. Wow, life-changing. Today is the first day that we've had all of them in place. We've calculated the square footage with the air purifiers to make sure that we're getting enough, because apparently even if you've got 100 more square footage than you do air purifiers, it could cause like a big of a problem if you have really, really crazy allergies. And so we calculated it, and now, wow, I could breathe.
I could really breathe. Like, I could breathe, you know?
It really is life-changing. And the past couple days when I couldn't breathe, I know that a lot of you guys have crazy dust mite allergies too. Leave it in the comments if you get like this. When my allergies were flaring up and I could not breathe, I was so irritable. We were just like constantly at each other's throats. Either I'd be very, very irritable because every time I would talk, it would almost make me feel like I'm out of breath, or it would it almost feels like a panic attack. So it would kind of trigger that feeling of like,
Well, why am I feeling a panic attack when technically I am not panicking right now and I'm not that anxious right now?
but then because my body is physically feeling such similar feelings, I would then just mentally go into that space too and be like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing today. Yeah, it was real wild. I don't think that I'm gonna vlog the rest of the day. I don't think that I'm gonna do anything else much today other than try to Google more things about everything going on. We're in this like really gray area. I'm not very certain on the treatment plan. Like nobody has given me like a detailed, this is the first 2 steps, this is gonna be like phase 1 and then phase 2, and then we're gonna expect to see this and expect to see that. So I'm just kind of floating around, and I'm a little bit nervous with my floating around, so I'm probably gonna look up some Redditors who have dogs with similar issues, see what their struggles later on are. The next week's gonna be, the next 2 weeks,
3 weeks.
I mean, the next of forever is gonna be very busy with some vet visits. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. I know it was kind of boring. I know it wasn't a lot and it was just kind of dark, but I just needed to get this off my chest. Otherwise, if you guys just see Mango in a cage, like that's forked up. But also if you guys just see me burst out crying because suddenly I said something about Mango and I'm like crying in the middle of a cooking vlog, that's a little weird. So just wanted to give you guys an update, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a lighthearted, not so dark, not so depressing, not so sad vlog.
I'm in the hospital.
And I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.